Hey folks, now that I think most of you have seen the upgrades we've made to our compensation plan and our lead disbursement policy, I thought it would be good to do a video on some of the thinking behind it and some of the industry trends that we see. So first though, I want to go back 5 years and talk about the plan that we've had over the last 5 years. So going back to renovating the Keene and Concord, New Hampshire offices, which was 5 years ago. So we've had this steady progression of renovating the offices and in some cases moving them, and that will continue as we have the opportunity. Next, we took the home office staff and we've added really some great talent to the home office staff, moved it from Keene to Bedford, New Hampshire. We've added a lot to the technology platform with your desktop tech support. Just little things, increasing bandwidth and all that type of stuff in the offices. One of the things that I think was really critical is taking our very talented, what used to be our TMAs and repurposing them into direct sales support under the business support specialist program. And that will obviously continue to develop. New website, and both at the company level and the agent level. And I think marketing has done a phenomenal job with that. And we're seeing our web traffic now literally double every month since we turned on the website back in November. So anyway, lots of investments. And so when we do things, everything we do is an investment in you, right? Everything, we only invest in one thing, which is people. And we'll continue to have this rate of investment as we evolve the organization. So let's talk about the process for the compensation and lead changes. So when we started this process, which was about 18 months ago, when we started, we said, okay, look, let's throw out everything we know. And really what we want to develop is an environment that would increase incentives and opportunities, remove barriers, and do things in a way that's really more holistic, right? So we're rewarding the right behaviors, we're providing the right incentives, and then we're increasing the opportunity for everyone to, share in prosperity, so to speak. So that was kind of how we looked at it, and again, in a very holistic way. So it ended up coming down to 4 key points, and the first one is company-generated business. So company-generated business now, used to be just limited to relocation, and it's way more than that now. So, recently we just signed some new accounts with a company called OpCity, if you've heard of them. Just so you know, OpCity is a lead incubation company that was just recently bought by Realtor.com. So you can kind of connect the dots, right, with what Realtor.com is doing. Rocket Mortgage, Real Estate Home Connect. There's a whole bunch of other accounts that we've signed that will be really good lead sources for us that we'll be able to distribute. And very much unlike traditional relocation and referral. So if you noticed, we changed the name of the department from relocation referral to business development and relocation center, because this is really more about business development now and developing business for you guys, right? And our ability then to disperse that business over a larger number of agents. We see that these accounts, these new accounts that we're signing are going to continue. We see that end of the industry expanding. So what we want to be able to do is increase not only the opportunities for our agents, but the talent pool that we can draw from, so we can actually go out and acquire and service more accounts so we can distribute more leads. And we see that as not an emerging trend. We actually see it as an immediate trend, an immediate opportunity. So, we're kind of leaning into that. And so just to give you a little bit of benchmarking, so we would think that this coming year, 2019, that the available commissions direct to the agents out of the business development center will be somewhere between $2.5 and $3 million. So a really significant number. And Jocelyn and her department really deserve a lot of credit. They've done a great job in securing these accounts, for you guys. So we're looking forward to that process, continuing. Let's talk about the next major upgrade was listing side compensation. So there's really 3 pieces to that, right? One is to be successful in this industry, you have to be a good listing agent, okay? That's been true for as long as I've been in the business, right, for 35 years or so, and I just don't see that changing. So being a good listing agent is really critical to your success. The other piece is that it's becoming more expensive to be a listing agent, right? So when you start talking about things like, basic stuff like photography, 3D imaging, home staging in some markets, marketing and advertising, the time it takes to put together a good listing package, all those types of things, right? There's more expense and pressure on the listing agents now. And so one of the changes was to, help accommodate that, right? So give people the resources to be a good listing agent and give them the reward for doing that. And that's really critical. It's critical for everybody in this industry, right? You've got to be a good listing agent. Just sidebar to that, we've got buyer broker training coming up. I'll talk about that in a minute because that's critical too. So then the next piece is, which is something that's really more of a demographic. It's gone from being a trend actually to a fact, is that we have today more home buyers, right, and potential homeowners than we actually do properties. And we have a growing number of potential homeowners and a static number of houses for them to buy. And that's gone from being kind of a trend to just now a simple demographic fact, right? You take a look around in our various markets, and there are pockets of new construction for sure, but we don't have broad-based new construction that's actually going to supplement the existing housing supply, so that as we're getting new potential homeowners into the market, that there's homes for them to buy, right? And that's just gone from being a trend now to a simple fact. And so I'll give you just kind of an example, an analogy, if you would, is what happens if today we stop making new automobiles? So we have no new automobiles, but we're cranking out 16-year-old drivers, right, every day of the week, right? What's going to happen to that existing supply of automobiles, right? Well, they're going to be more in demand. They're going to be more expensive. Housing is in that mode right now, if you want to use that as an example. So, we see that this change is really being a strategic career change for people, right? Career opportunity. And how do we support that? Next is splits. So, we went through the process and have, increased in many cases the start splits, made it much easier for people to keep their splits. Obviously, no one really likes the resetting process, which, of course, we're aware of, and I think we've addressed that in how we've made these changes, and the consistency in the earnings and all that, I think, will be a lot easier for people. Then next is the BH&G royalty. So the reallocation of the BH&G fee, the 5.85%, and the transaction fee is kind of an offset to the top three items that I talked about. So, economically, the company generated business, the listing side, increased listing side income, and the additional increase in splits far outweigh, by design, the reallocation of the BH&G fee and the transaction fee. And just sidebar to that, at the company level, we also pay a BH&G marketing fee that you guys don't see, and it's 2% of the first $2 million of gross commission income, and then half a point thereafter. So we're all sharing in the cost at some level. And then one thing, just to start to wind down here, one thing that I'm really excited about is we'll be starting a new marketing campaign direct to the consumer in about 7 to 10 days that will talk specifically about how good you guys are. So in marketing terms, it's called B2C, business to consumer. And it's a digital marketing campaign where we're going directly at the consumer, talking about really how good you guys are and why they should use you, talking about our customer satisfaction rate, market share, experience, all the things that separate you guys and separate our platform from everybody else. And so it's one of the things that I've been most excited about. I kind of can't wait to get to is the ability to talk about how good you guys are, right? It's a passion of mine to every chance I get is to be able to talk about the quality of the work that we do and what great care that you guys take care of the customers. So that you'll be seeing immediately, and then by the end of the month you'll also be seeing buyer broker training. So we've got a lot of really good stuff going on this year. We're excited about 2019, and we're excited about always continuing to make investments in you guys. So have a great week, and we'll see you around campus. Take care.